Weimar.
Hi, welcome back to Inspire Empire. My name is Val and my business is United Harmony, and I'm with the beautiful Danielle from that Hypno place.
Hello, how is everybody? How's your week been? How's your week been, Val?
Oh, my week's been absolutely wonderful. All the great new energy coming in. I feel so inspired and so excited about what's to be and what's coming forth with this energy.
Yeah.
What about yourself, Danny?
I have to agree. I at the beginning of the week, I actually had a little bit of a moment, but I've had some fantastic learnings, and I just feel like I'm filling all of my cups and enjoying the journey of that. So no, I've had a lovely week, and I'm really looking forward to what the future's bringing forward.
We actually did have a discussion when we first arrived today, saying that our cups are so magical, but they're becoming more like big buckets. They're pretty full, but that's also very exciting. And yes, of course, sometimes as new flow of new energy, there can be hiccups, and I've definitely experienced some of those little learnings, some of those little understandings this week, but always followed by the magic, so I'm very grateful.
I wonder, we do call them hiccups, but I also think sometimes a hiccup's like a aha moment. It's kind of
Most
like
definitely.
it's like the body going aha, but it's more like a So, So this week's topic is we are more than we know we are. And actually, I think it was Milton Erickson that actually said, we know more than we know.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I do like that.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to talk about today, because we really are more than we know as well.
Yes, yeah. And we hold ourselves in a space of what we think we know and what everybody else interpretation of what we are, and sometimes our own interpretation of who we are and what we are, but we are so much more than that, so much more.
Oh, yeah, 100%. We've talked about our own stories before, and we've talked about our energies before, but it is an ongoing conversation, because when we remember that we are not just this physical body, and that we are a very unique individual soul that is connected to this physical body, that we all do have our own story, but that we are all interconnected as well as one, consciously, unconsciously, and subconsciously, and even more so to the super consciousness of who we really are. And Val, you work in this field all the time.
I do, because I find sometimes we get so caught up in repetitive thought programming, which also Danny works in with hypnotherapy. We have this repetitive thought programming, and when the chips are down or when things enter our life that send us in that little bit of panic mode or a little bit of hiccup, as we talked before, our thought process goes straight to that negative thought processing, and then in our emotional bodies, in our gut, we hold that emotional processing, but we forget, if we balance ourselves out with our soul's light, with our beautiful spiritual energy within, it just aligns all that energy. It just helps you to come back to a space where you can get a little bit of peaceful understanding, a little bit more understanding around the lesson, and not holding on to all that repetitiveness, which drags you back into the same space.
I'm always really grateful that I see it. So when I see it come up, it might be something negative, and I'll see it come up, and I actually consciously will say, oh, thank you for letting me see that. And then I'll check in on it. Is it actually true? What am I learning from this? What do I actually truly believe? And sometimes it's just reframing the words, and instead of an example is, instead of telling myself that if I haven't had a great night's sleep, instead of telling myself I am so tired, I'll actually say to myself, I am actually a source of energy, and I'm choosing to step into this day in the energy that I'm now holding, and I'll go forward, and I'm not tired. I'm not tired, so I won't use those particular words that pull my energy down. Instead, I'll step into a energy that pulls me up.
Fantastic.
Does that make sense to you, Val?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And I mean, sometimes that can feel a little bit hard to do. You know, it can feel a little bit overwhelming. Our thoughts are piling on all this information that may not even be true, but it's the words that we say around what's happening in our lives. And then we connect to maybe an emotional time and we bring all that energy into it. But, you know, it is just as simple as starting to change just moment by moment, experience by experience, looking at it and changing the way you word the words in your mind, the way you word the words that you say, the way you approach every living moment to become of greater purpose and greater energy for the highest good for yourself and your life and your soul's evolution.
Yeah, it's like people get up and go to the gym, or they practice something daily that helps them get better and better at what they're wanting to achieve. Well, thoughts are no different. Energy is no different. You know, if you want to exercise something to become better and better at it, then it does become a daily practice. And in each moment, if you can catch it, the more you can catch it, reframe it, take a positive from it and grow, then it becomes just a natural state. I think that we find balance the more often that we actually do that. And our words are so powerful. You only said last night, Val, you know, it's spelling and it's literally magic, right?
Yeah.
So whatever we speak actually impacts how we think, how we feel, the energy we draw in. And, you know, words really are there for the using and there to build up our energy, or can also push it down.
Yes, and when we talk about the magic, the magical energy that is us, the magical being of who we really are, when we connect to that soul's light energy, to the divine source energy, you know, we are created in the image of the divine. So why we think that we don't have a little piece of that within us, you know, is crazy. So when we embrace that, and then we can actually move through the magic that is within us and the magic of words, it's quite profound, the experiences that move into your energy space, the opportunities that actually have always been resting there, but we haven't been able to see it. We haven't been able to see it because, again, coming back to the basics, we are so much more than our thoughts. Our repetitive thoughts go over and over, and that's okay. We need our thinking mind, but we need to connect to our intuition, our understanding of wisdom and knowledge, past energy from past lives and our ancestors, from our soul's light, from our guides and angels. This beautiful information, that's where our brains need to go. And then we can connect to the intelligence of the understanding, and then bringing it through our bodies down to our emotional self, you know, resonating with that and thinking, am I really still in this emotional state? You know, what can I use out of that emotional state to move forward? But when we align beyond our mind, beyond our emotional state, beyond our physical body, and into our soul's light energy, is when we actually can embrace the whole alignment of the energy, intuition, knowing, knowledge and wisdom, clarity of speech and voice, a beautiful, loving, open heart energy, and beautiful space for new emotions and opportunities.
Yeah, and then grounding down into that.
And then grounding down as we chose to be human beings.
A lot of people get uncomfortable with the conversations around God, even perhaps, you know, don't even like to use the word God. For me, I use the universe. That's the word that I'm comfortable with. Some people use source energy. Some people use, well, it doesn't really matter what the word is. It could be anything. You could call God Leslie. It's really not about, you know, worrying about the title so much, apart from that energy, that pure, nurturing, unconditional, loving white light energy that we are all connected to. All of us are connected to. And you don't have to have a title to connect to that, you know. It's so important. We've been given everything to connect to that energy. Sometimes the easiest thing to do is to just surrender to it. We talk about surrendering like it's an easy thing to do, but sometimes, actually, I will share something with you. Last week I was wondering why I was only bringing in certain clients into my business, and it was interesting because I was only drawing in these empowerment clients, and I wasn't seeming to do as much quit as what I normally would. And I went for a walk with my grandson around the park, and this thing just came to me like that, and it was the universe connecting with my needs, because I'd set out and asked why and how do I bring in more addiction help for people, you know. And let it go was the question, was the answer I received. Let it go, it's coming. And I swear to goodness, I swear on the universe, I hadn't even walked more than 200 meters and my phone dinged, and there was a message there that I had a quit smoking client kick in, and I was like, I laughed, because it was like, oh, it's that simple. Within 3 days, I just let it go. I did stop thinking about it, and I just knew that it was coming. And within 3 days, I'd had over, you know, it doesn't matter how many I'd had, but multiple amounts of people ringing just to do quit work. And I was like, oh, okay, so now I need to balance it out. Can we get some more empowerment too? Yeah, but bringing in energy does work like that. You do have to connect. You do have to surrender, but you also have to really have a universal faith that it's going to work. Was that relevant?
Yeah, but also
challenge me on that, because I need to check in.
Also recognizing, you know, like, so we expect magic to be like Tinkerbell, you know, with the sparkles and the wand. We expect it to be, ooh, but the magic actually is in every moment of every day. Beautiful clean air to breathe. We take a deep breath. That's magic. As we've discussed before, the connection to nature. So we breathe out and the trees breathe in. They breathe out and we breathe in. The beautiful flow of connection. The magic of universal energy is all around us, every moment of every day. The way that everything in nature supports everything else. And it's just so beautiful. And then we need to look at how we support ourselves through that beautiful energy. Are we holding ourselves in high regard? Are we recognizing that moments when we probably haven't achieved our greatest, is that just a learning and an understanding, not a time to absolutely beat yourself up about, but a moment to really connect to, this is a really great learning for me, because I am beautiful energy. I have a magical side to me. Little magic, not like way, but little magic. The magic to get up every day, to smile, to give someone that loving smile or energy that makes them feel better about their day. All these little moments that create lovely living and a lovely life, because we are so much more than all that we feel is pressing us down.
And there's so many little secrets that are in plain sight, going back to even just words, right? Like if you think about it, we were told that we are made in the image of God. And that is so true, because everything that we create, everything that we think, everything that we feel is what we create off into our lives. So if we're thinking in that negative field, then we therefore create that negative vibration and it comes true. Whereas if we think and check into that divine light and that positivity and surrender to the fact that we are so much more than what we know, then the wonderful things that occur through that creation just occur organically as well. So, you know, everything is in plain sight, but we just don't always see it. Things like, you can do whatever you want. How many times have people said that to you? Oh, you can do whatever you want. We take that for granted. But in fact, we do have the potential to do whatever we want. It's only when we get stuck in the negatives of the what ifs or being pulled down by others that they think they're trying to help us, with that crab mentality. I don't know if you know that story, but if you've got a bucket of crabs and you have them all in there, you don't need to put a lid on it, because if one crab tries to escape out, all the others will pull it down, right? Maybe those other crabs think that they're protecting that crab or they're helping that crab. Well, in human nature, we tend to do the same too. If people say they're going to do something and we're not too sure about it, we'll put our spin on it, and that could stop them from meeting their full potential. But I think I digressed a bit there, but at the end of the day, what I'm trying to get to the point of is that we are so capable of connecting to our higher self, connecting to our own confidence, our own inner love, our own directed guidance from that higher self. And when we do, life just gets better and better and better. It's definitely what we tell ourselves that allows the universe to also provide for us. Because if we're wanting one thing and then we change our mind and want another, and then change our mind and want another, we're never going to have that one thing. Whereas when we ask the universe to provide what is best for us and for our inner circle, our outer circle and the world, and we pull that in, then 9 times out of 10 it's there. It's only if we've got a learning that it might not come in the way we see it. And sometimes it diverses a little bit, but generally it comes in.
As I said before, though, it's not magic like sparkles and diamonds. Well, it can be, but it's more of, bringing in the energy of guidance to show you the hidden opportunities where you thought there were none, show you the pathways and the direction. And then as you start moving, trusting the guidance and moving in the direction, watching little things open up around that direction, which help it even more to move forward, greater forward movement for you. And, when you're living in this beautiful connection to your higher energy, your total alignment of self, then actually you allow others to recognize and to connect to that beautiful higher energy within themselves. So it has a complete planetary effect, The more we connect to that loving, divine, beautiful selves, with clarity of mind, clarity of thought, clarity of heart, clearer emotions, then the whole energy around us tends to move in to do the same thing.
Yeah, and that means also supporting and connecting to those that are around us. It means to, rather than place judgments on them or to put the heavier impact onto them, to not allow their own personal growth to occur, it means coming in as an unconditional light for them, I guess, is what I'm trying to get to. Everybody deserves someone in their life to be unconditional and just give them love, not ideas, not suggestions, not advice, nothing if they don't ask for it. Nothing at all if they don't ask for it apart from that unconditional love. And when we do bring that love in, everybody benefits. So not just ourselves, but all of our circles. So the more we can connect to that and surrender to that source light of love, the more we can love ourselves, which is just so important, the more we're able to give that love out as well and to share it.
So we need to wind up now, but just go forward in your day today or for the rest of the week, remembering that you are so much more than your physical body, so much more than the repetitive thoughts in your mind, and so much more than all the emotional turmoil that you feel. You are a beautiful being of light energy. So align with your light. Say to yourself, I'm a beautiful being of light energy, and I align with my light. I align totally mind, body, emotional and spiritual energy.
Yeah, and have a magnificent week, because you are an amazing source of light and you can shine that light on the world, and heaven knows the world needs that light right now, and you can be that light.
Thank you so much for joining us from Val and Danielle. Have a wonderful week.
Yep, see you soon. Bye.
Bye.